Hey, you guys, I see a lot of you are in here. We got 15 people in here ready to talk about the soaps from this past week. And also, we have another co host with us. We've been doing, just to kind of give you guys on the YouTube side a little background information. We've actually had a podcast for the last 3 years, and we moved it to the YouTube side within this past year. So, for all of you guys who are new on the YouTube side, we've been doing this CBS Soap Dish recap since 2019. So, we have Trish on the line. Trish is also one of our co hosts. And we do have another co host on our podcast, which is Keisha, but she is at an event this weekend. So, go ahead, Trish, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Trish. I've been watching Bold and the Beautiful since day one and The Young and the Restless since about 1982. And I just love the soaps. And Letitia asked me to pitch in, and it stuck for a while. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
All right, all right. And for you guys, I know some of you call me T over here on the YouTube side. So if you want to refer to me as that, you can. And also, feel free to drop your comments on the YouTube side because I can see them and we can address them as we talk about, the soap. So let me do a formal introduction. Welcome you guys to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where today, Trish and I will recap both The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of November 28th through December 2nd. And what we normally do on our podcast side, we talk about the Young and the Restless first, we talk about The Bold and the Beautiful second, and then we have two segments. We have our Flip the Script segment, which is if there's a particular scene or a storyline that you wish you could change, that's where we flip the script. And then we also have some of our opinions on who should take a seat this week, which means somebody was doing too much or they need to go sit down somewhere. This is where we also have our take a seat segment. So stick in with us. Welcome, you guys. I know a lot of you are new subscribers on the YouTube side. On our podcast side, thank you for continuing to support us over the last 3 years. Cannot forget about you guys. You have been going strong with us since then. So, without further questions, let's go ahead. I'm going to give a recap and then we're going to break these stories.
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. I know if I lost you there for a second, I got a lot of technology going on over here.
I got you. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. So, for the week of 11/28 through December 2nd, The Young and Restless, Phyllis anonymously disclosed Diane's whereabouts to Jeremy Stark, who showed up at the Abbott mansion. Sally succumbed to Adam's kiss. Billy and Lily argued about his continued preoccupation with Chelsea, and Chance told Abby he want to move forward with a divorce. Okay, so what storyline would you like to start at first today?
Let's start with Abby and Chance.
Okay. Now you know this been a long time coming.
Oh, yes, it has. And it's been so painful to watch it so slowly unfold.
I don't know. My thing is, and I know we've had this discussion on the podcast before, is that when they kept switching out the original Chances, and then Chance was gone for like almost a year, and then they brought him back where Abby, and then we had the whole thing with Devon being a sperm donor and all of that. I don't know if the continuity of that storyline really after it got boring after a while with Chance and Abby.
I agree.
So I think
After all that excitement, and
right.
after all of that life and death heroism, and after all of the sort of touching on PTSD story that didn't really go anywhere, we never really saw that get any type of resolution, just like a slight conversation. It was in tatters. It's been in tatters,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of relieved.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
done.
Me too. I honestly, I'm so over that whole Chance and Abby thing, and it was a huge slap in the face with Abby sleeping with Devon after Chance. You know, he saved her family for the whole Ashland Locke situation. You
Well,
know,
the whole situation was crazy because if not for Abby, he wouldn't even be back. And
yeah,
he didn't. I just never really saw. Um, I mean, I saw him try a little bit, but he was so checked out, and it was so obvious that he needed so much more help than he got, and it was just so frustrating. I would always, during that time, I would yell at the TV about, "Get this man some help." I mean, you don't watch destruction like he watched, be the lone survivor and have survivor's guilt and just go flit on about life. And they had a real opportunity, and I think it was one of those missed opportunities that you talked about.
yeah, they rushed that whole storyline along because he was dealing with the PTSD, and then they turn around and then said, "Okay, he's fine. Let's go back to work."
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yes, I do.
And
I do. It
and
was like
then well,
4 days.
exactly. And then the whole Ashton Locke storyline, he compromised his integrity only to help Abby and Victor. And then Victor had the nerve this week to come and tell him, "What did you do to my daughter?" I'm like, "Really, Victor?"
The emperor has no clothes. Neither does his family.
Well, the thing is, if you want to find out what happened, maybe you need to talk to your daughter. But
Exactly.
the crazy thing is, Chance actually took the fall for Abby because
Yep.
I don't know if you remember that conversation over at Society where Chance was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I took the blame," and I'm like, "Why?"
Exactly.
That was all on Abby.
It was because even after, just like Amanda said, even after the first kiss, when they went in and they did the first kiss, the minute they pulled back and looked at each other, we all knew they were wrong,
Yep,
and they did it anyway.
they did it anyway.
And then Devon says later he has no regrets because in that moment what they were feeling was real, and it was just that moment, and he doesn't regret it.
Well, did you see the episode this week where when they were over there talking, they almost kissed again if the baby didn't start crying.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, this is okay. This is where we're going. All right.
Yeah.
Hanging on for the ride.
Now, what do you feel about the chemistry between the Abby and Devon character? Me, myself, and I've been vocal about it, I don't see it. But
I do
obviously, the
not.
writers want to put them two together.
I do not see it between Abby and Devon. Quite frankly, I didn't see chemistry with Abby and Chance.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's just, I wish they could have kept Amanda, but I know that Michelle Morgan is working on other projects. I even seen her on set of her new project, which
Yes.
was great.
Yes.
So, hey, people got to do bigger and better things. And if this is a better opportunity, then Michelle, she got to go after that.
Oh,
But,
absolutely. We'll all follow her and go watch what she's doing for
oh,
sure.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I just think that I just don't see the chemistry there. I'm sorry. I just don't.
No, I don't see it, and I'm not even sorry for saying it. There's
Me
none.
either.
There's just not any
No.
chemistry.
Now
And you,
they are rumoring saying that they're going to try to put Chance and Sharon together. I don't know about that one either.
uh, yeah, I don't know about that. That I don't see it at all. Um, I don't know. There's just something about when there's chemistry when two characters walk in a room and there's an excitement and there's a brightness in that room that doesn't really exist, but yet you can still see it, if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
And they don't have it.
Wow, and I agree with you. It's just not there. Just like, and I know we're going to touch that storyline in a little bit. I just don't like the chemistry between Sally and Nick. I can't. I just
I
can't.
I am right there with you, and I am super excited about what just happened on Friday.
Yeah, well, don't get too comfortable
I know I never can.
because as much as they have been dragging us along with that storyline, which we'll talk about in a minute, yeah, don't get too comfortable with that one. Oh, by the way, and I just want to throw this out here. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to have a conversation with one of the supervising producers over at The Bold and the Beautiful
Uh-huh.
to get trying to get a take on what I like about Bold and what I don't like. And I got a phone call right in the middle of that, and I couldn't get them back.
Oh, rats.
I
Oh, but that's so great that you were able to secure that.
Oh
That's
my god.
fantastic.
Listen, I talked to Keisha about it yesterday, and she was like, "Oh my god, you gotta." I said, I'm gonna keep trying till I get them back." Because obviously they survey a lot of the podcasts and, the different, YouTube channels or whatever, and
Sure.
or even just people in general to find out what they think about the show. But I was so sad. I was so blue.
Oh, it'll come back.
I know,
You're
because
doing all the work. It'll come back.
I was gonna give them an earful about what they did to Thomas, but we'll talk about that at that point. I am pissed on what they did to
Listen,
Thomas.
yes, I'm there with you. I'm there with you on that. Yeah.
Okay, back to Young and the Restless. All
Okay.
right. So yeah, that whole thing with Abby and Devon, it's a no go for me. Um, I like the bond, however, and we can kind of move on to what we saw with Devon Tucker and Dominic.
I really, really, really want to believe that that was a beautiful, sincere moment, but I just don't trust Tucker, and he is going to hurt his son. He is going to hurt so many people, and I'm watching that thinking, oh, Devon, that's such a beautiful moment. I just hope it's real.
Yeah, I mean,
Real in a soap. I just hope it's real in a soap.
well, here's the thing. Do I think that Tucker could be genuine about his association with his family, meaning Devon and Dominic? Oh, yeah, I believe
Yeah,
that. But it doesn't negate the underlying motive of him trying to get a stake in Chance the Winners.
right, right.
That's the thing.
I gotta ask you, what does he think that he can do for Ashley that she can't do for herself? Ashley is a grown, professional, sharp businesswoman, chemist. What does he think he's gonna do for her? Get the whole company and then gift it to her? It's already hers.
I mean, from the way it looks like Tucker wants to take Chance the Winners and get whatever stake in in Jabot and blend these two and his family, meaning him, Ashley, as his new woman, wife, girlfriend in his mind, and Devon run this whole empire together. That's what he wants.
And what's hilarious to me is that he had his own empire.
Yeah, he did.
So what is happening? Like this ashram bull, what is happening is what's the end game here? And obviously, we don't know yet, but to me, it just seems his level of confidence is just
Yeah, I
off the
mean,
charts.
I'm telling you, I forgot his name, the actor that plays Tucker, but he acts perfectly calm, cool as a cucumber. He just don't show his hand. He's extremely manipulative.
Oh, and the arrogance is just palpable, and it's so fun to watch. I didn't know I was going to like it this much.
Now, let me ask you this: do you think Ashley does a very minute, small part? Ashley that is falling for Tucker. I
Yeah,
know,
I
I
think
know.
part of her is because she's lonely. She's been lonely for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder because the whole thing I think they broke up over is him cheating, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with his business practices, which
Right.
were already questionable at best.
Yeah, because
So, yeah.
he was with Diane, he was with Sharon and a couple other folks.
Yeah.
I know you guys listening probably got a list for me out there. But yeah, there's from the facial reactions and responses from Ashley, I can tell day by day he is chipping away at her.
Well, absolutely. And now that Jack is so pro Diane,
Yeah.
that's really going to push this even further. And I will say, Ashley has a history with big business tycoons that are ruthless. as we
Listen,
know.
don't get me started on the evil trifecta, and I call them the Three Stooges. My YouTube subscribers know that because that's what they are. But we'll talk about them too. But I don't know that whole thing with Tucker and Ashley. They might just bring them two together. Who knows?
I wouldn't be
It
surprised.
wouldn't shock me, to
No,
say the
me either.
least. No. Mm-mm. But when Tucker said a couple weeks ago that I'm going to turn brother against sister, I actually thought he was talking about Devon and Lily. Keisha and I talked about that on the podcast a couple weeks ago,
Huh?
and we was like, "Oh my God, no, don't do that." Well,
Mhm.
it's the other way around. It's actually looking like it's Ashley and Jack.
What if it winds up being both?
It could be.
Because then he can funnel his way into both and just kind of slither around the sidelines until it's time to go in and steal the ball.
Yeah, I mean, technically he could. Now, it looked like in the beginning he was trying to do that at Chance the Winners, but
Mm-hmm.
then we didn't see too much more of that, and
No,
then we saw a lot of Jack and Ashley.
yeah, we did. And the fights that they have are so much more verbally assaultive than the fights that we want to look at. Because Jack and Ashley really do, they get down and dirty with each other, and there's no holds barred with those two.
No.
Whereas Devon and Lily, when they argue, they actually feel bad about it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
they feel they still feel that level of commitment to one another as siblings, and they hold that dear. But I think Ashley and Jack have been through so much trauma between the two of them and their fights and escalated issues over these years that this could go all the way.
Yeah, but see, the problem is that, like you said, like we just said, that Ashley is very slowly looking like she's falling for Tucker. Jack is slowly falling for Diane.
Yeah, and it's absolutely to me if Diane um, and Ash, I mean if Diane and
Who are you referring to?
Devon's dad, oh my
Oh,
goodness,
Tucker.
if Diane and Tucker had planned this, they couldn't have planned it any better.
Yeah, I will say that much. I mean, at first I was really, I could understand Jack want to protect the feelings of his son, but it's more than that now.
Absolutely, it's more than that. He is basically demanding that everyone feel about Diane how he does.
Well, I think with the three ladies, you know what? Let's just talk about them because it leads us into that. With the evil trifecta, the AKA Three Stooges, they have they're more obsessed with Diane than Diane is obsessed with them.
Oh yeah, the tables have turned on that one. Absolutely, they're out of their minds. And when Phyllis walked in on Friday, and she was so proud of herself and beaming, and
Uh-huh.
then she got down because they'd been talking while she wasn't around, and she just went rogue. I mean, I had to laugh. It's like there's Phyllis.
Well, the thing is that Phyllis went rogue, not
She did.
realizing what she could be bringing into Genoa City, which is, I understand, but it was a little bit too, a day late and a dollar short to actually say, "Oh, well, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't do this." You already put the seed out there, and Phyllis took the
Exactly.
ball and ran with it.
Yeah, Phyllis is not going to sit back and wait.
No. Mm-mm.
She's going to run with it. And I will say, I am now concerned for Summer because Phyllis is the one who basically, is unleashing the Kraken. And usually the one that unleashes the Kraken is the one that suffers with some kind of a hurt or a loss.
Well, I did see Monday's episode because I'm
Uh,
here for
yeah.
you guys listening. I'm in the U.S., so I know Canada usually have a day ahead. So I saw the Canadian version, and she's on the road to a huge backfire.
Yeah. I think so. I saw the preview. I didn't
Yeah,
watch the
yeah. And
Saturday.
just to let you know, guys, on in my podcast side, the OGs over here already know this. Every now and then, I do drop little spoiler nuggets. So if you don't want to, I always preface it with spoiler alert to give you a chance to go silent, cover your ears, whatever. And you guys already on the YouTube side know that I put spoilers and teasers out. So yeah, if you subscribe, you're probably already comfortable with that. So let's do that. But yeah, summer will be extremely to the highest level of festivity next week.
Is that a new word? I like that.
Oh, girl, I've been saying that for a few years now. The highest level of festivity. Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't heard that yet. I love it.
Okay, cool. But I gotta say that she's digging a hole for herself. And all this started with Phyllis. Now, of course, Ashley and Nikki was upset. They didn't like her, but they joined forces. And when you got a loose cannon like Phyllis in your midst, bound for it to explode.
If Phyllis is an individual contributor, not a team player.
No.
Yeah, yeah. And she needs editing.
Oh my God. You know, why would you think a hard criminal who spent time in a federal prison, you going to bring them to Genoa City and not just say, "Hey, she's in Genoa City, go find her." You tell the guy that that she is at the Abbott estate.
Hmm.
Are you crazy or are you crazy?
Yeah, she dropped her pen.
Something. I don't. If you guys hear that noise, somebody is alarm or something going off out there. Sorry about that. But yeah. I mean, you sent danger to Jack's house. Jack is already pissed off at Phyllis, right? You make it
He sort of,
worse.
yeah, and she even yelled, "I don't even know who he is,"
Yeah,
and we don't either
yeah.
because
Well,
he's falling for, this heinous person who basically ruined her son's life and then came back and is skipping back through town like nothing ever happened. I don't know how you get such a blanket path of forgiveness.
so guys, just so you know, Trish she does not a fan of the Diane character. So
I mean, you fake your own death, your kid grows up without you thinking you're dead, and then you infiltrate your ex's granddaughter's life at a time of tragedy and mourning, and then you manipulate and you manipulate, and then you make connection, and then you further manipulate, and then you're warming. And while some of the feelings may be good, the way of travel certainly was a bumpy ride.
yeah. And the crazy thing is that if the three ladies really played this smart, you don't go by manipulating or behind the scenes because it usually doesn't go in your favor. The
Mm-hmm.
catalyst in this whole situation is Kyle. Kyle is the one thing that is keeping her here. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, she got feelings for Jack, but if Kyle says, you know what, I don't want to have anything to do with you, I'm done with you. You left me at a young age. That's where they would need to go. But they've been circling around and doing all this sneaky stuff with Talia Morgan, and even Talia got sick of him.
Yes, she did. She brushed them off. Yeah,
That
that
was
was not nice.
hilarious. She was like, "I'm not," and I was over there. I was like, "Yeah, Talia, you don't want to be no parts of that. Your job is on the line with these three."
Yeah, and they don't care about her job. They'll
No,
throw her under a bus. She's just a journalist.
exactly. So when she was like, no, I'm out of this one. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a smear campaign without facts." And I appreciate that
Yeah.
because a lot of times people just go with what they call the court of public opinion versus facts.
Oh well,
So
that's where you have your ready, fire, aim.
exactly. So, and it's one thing, yeah, we talking about soap, so people gonna have opinions, but as a real great journalist, it's good to have that type of integrity. So, all right.
Absolutely.
Yep.
person.
Yeah, then you just out just spreading rumors everywhere. And usually it's come back to
Exactly.
bite you. Now, did you hear Diane this week say to Tucker at the coffee house that she didn't, um, sell out Jeremy Stark, but she told Jack and Kyle that she did.
Oh yeah, she absolutely did, but I don't think she can allow Tucker to know that.
But see, I thought that he already did, and so I kind of had a confusion moment this week. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought he knew that because he was the one that told Ashley that she did.
Oh, I thought he said maybe she may have.
Okay, well, maybe I missed that little blurb right there. And if you guys and let me know in the comment section if you guys remember that or did I miss something? But
I'd like that confirmation too, because now that you're saying it, I did think that it was kind of a one of those nebulous things
mhm,
where it was guessing. Um,
maybe he
but
was guessing.
but if he found out for real and had proof, then it could really blow the rest of her second life up.
Yeah, because that's how Tucker went and told them. But then the lady said that the information might not be true.
Right.
But
Because
then Diane confirmed it with Kyle and Jack. So I'm like, okay, wait. Obviously she did.
and now Summer knows.
Oh yeah. Summer knows. Yeah, Summer knows. This is going to be a mess. And I think, well, there's rumors that Susan, that plays Diane, that she's leaving or something. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I can't. I mean, why
why
would you?
would you bring the
We're all
character?
talking about her. Why would you get rid of her? We're all.
Exactly. I mean, there was a lot of talks about her and Mark Grossman, which, the guy that plays Adam, and how they were in
And
negotiation with
Jason
contracts or
Thompson. That was
something.
all in the same article. It's
Th-
like, well,
Right, all that was in the same article, and then they was like, "Oh, Mark is staying, but Diane Susan is out," and I'm like, "Wait,
I believe
what?"
it when I see it. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, I think you need to keep Diane. I mean, you brought her back just
Right.
what, about 6 months ago?
There's so much more they could do with that.
Oh
Double
yeah.
storyline going left, right, and straight ahead, and taking a reverse.
Listen, I know you obviously is not a fan of Diane, but just for the sake of the storyline, why not give Jack a love interest?
Oh no, I mean, as far as I think, the character of Diane is just as manipulative and rotten a character as you can get without being, using the evil word.
Right.
Because as we talked about, there's bad people and then there's evil.
Right.
Um, but no, I mean, yeah, I'm still watching. I'm still watching every minute of it. So she's great. She's a great actor.
Yeah, she's a great actress. I mean, I do like what she said though, and I kind of highlighted that in my recap yesterday when she told Phyllis and Nikki and Ashley how hypocritical they are.
Oh yes, that whole all the adults are on the
Oh
hypocritical
my
train.
God, I loved it. I was
Yeah,
like, that was the best thing I heard her say because they want to go and they sit back, and she also called them the coven.
she did. Oh, I died laughing when she said that. And I
Ugh.
in my mind, I have a scene where Diane is like maybe putting on lipstick after having a martini, and she's got her little mirror in her, little compact, and putting on lipstick. And
Mhm.
as Phyllis is saying all kinds of horrible things about her, she doesn't say a word. She just turns the mirror around for Phyllis to be talking to herself.
Oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be a great
That would
scene?
be hilarious. I mean, seriously, she read them yesterday and they couldn't say anything.
Not a
And
word.
and then she topped it off by, because they was like, "Well, what are you over here for? You're looking for Jack. He's not here." And she was like, "No, he's taking me to dinner."
I'm on a date, and you're not.
Oh, did you see how fast Nikki and Ashley ran up out of there?
Yes.
That was
Diane's like,
hilarious.
I'm clearing the room.
She cleared the room. She cleared the room. And then, of course, Phyllis was like, "Enjoy yourself." And I'm like, "Girl, if you don't, just leave." You
Yeah.
know, she
But,
already,
Phyllis has to get the good bloat in before she takes the big fall, every
yeah,
time. got a gloat, 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 and then her fall is so far. It is so fun
Exactly.
to watch. I love Phyllis.
Now listen, I gotta say, when Michelle Stafford came back, because I really love the what was her name?
Tina,
Gina Tagnoli. I forgot what I hopefully I don't want to botch the name. Sorry, Gina.
Dagnoni.
Yeah, because I
But
had really
beautiful, beautiful, fantastic actress. But I got
yes,
to tell you, when Michelle Stafford left the first time and they brought someone back, I was like, oh, no way. And
yeah,
then when I saw Gina and she did a great job and she softened the character, but I missed the edge. So I will say I was sorry that she did lose her position, but I was absolutely celebrating to see Michelle Stafford back on that screen.
yeah, and I really saw because when Michelle came back, it was like she was trying to get readjusted again. But this past week is the Phyllis we all know.
There she is.
There she is. So it was good to see because I was like, and as much as Phyllis sometimes kind of get on my nerves, Michelle Stafford did an excellent job with that this week.
She is such a
I
great.
mean, I haven't heard so many B words in a long time.
Oh, and well, she was off the charts. Yeah, that was funny.
She was dropping that B word and knocking her off her purse, a parse, I think she called a perch, knocking her off
Yeah,
her
yeah,
perch yesterday. And I was like, yeah, the girl is pissed. She can't
she
stand
is.
Diane. The disdain is there.
Yeah, she's like ready to pour gas on it, light the match, throw the matchbook over her shoulder, and just kind of walk away while it all blows up behind her.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so did we cover everything with the whole Abbott Chancellor Winter side of thing? We still got to talk about Lily and Billy.
Yeah, that, I mean, Lily is giving him benefit of the doubt after benefit of the doubt after benefit of the doubt. And even when they just finished talking about it and they determine Chelsea needs space, Billy's running off to go check on her again.
Yeah, and I'm glad, honestly, that conversation between Lily and Chelsea had to happen
It did. It did. And
because
Lily was, you know, that smile on Lily's face when she's trying to say what she needs to say, but
Mhm.
still be kind so she doesn't break someone's spirit or hurt their feelings. But it was pretty much she's saying, you need to stop counting on Billy all the time.
Well, I mean, seriously, so if Chelsea felt the need to have that conversation, even Chelsea know that Billy is
Mm,
doing too much right now.
yes, yes. And now is it going to become, instead of Billy helping Chelsea, Chelsea's going to now help Billy, which that's going to just make me on because that's the boring part. Like, let's not go there. Let's take it somewhere different.
And I mean, even with Sharon right downstairs,
Mm-hmm.
if she needs somebody, Sharon is a therapist. She's a
Exactly.
she's the licensed therapist, and that's even what Lily said. And even Lily gave Chelsea the credit to say, "Hey, you also put in the work too. Don't make this all about Billy the hero."
Was so glad they had put that line in there. I was so glad to hear that because so often in real life, when people are going through these things, and which is why the soaps put these storylines in so that they can help people understand that they're not alone. Oftentimes, the person who's actually going through the change in their life and going through the therapy, they don't. Nobody realizes the credit that they deserve.
Right.
And I was so glad to hear that. I thought that was a fantastic line.
Yeah, I really that was great. And he needs to give her some space. Now, if this is doing a triggering effect to Billy, now he needs to talk to somebody.
Absolutely agree. I was thinking the same thing. He's going to wind up, something's happening that's not going to be good. And I don't ever like the we fall into bed,
Yeah, yeah,
mental health or, that kind of thing. But crisis do bring people
together.
together on a different level that people who aren't involved can never fully grasp. And that's what happened when he pulled her off that ledge.
Well, here's the thing. The chemistry between Chelsea and Billy is there. That showed itself when they did that podcast.
Yeah.
And so it looks like the writers are probably trying to move that into that direction. Because
Yeah.
now with Daniel being
Daniel.
back,
Mm-hmm.
and of course that's Lily's ex,
her first boyfriend, right?
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah,
go way
they
back.
ran away together, literally. That's how Phyllis and Nick got together. And
Exactly.
it's how summer exists and all the domino effect of everything. There's a huge history there, and I got to tell you, if we're gonna segue into Lily, Billy, and Daniel, when they were at the restaurant and Daniel said what he said to Billy,
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, oh man, I kind of had forgotten about that relationship and how Daniel knows Billy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Daniel is also not a fan of Billy's behavior.
Not from the past, and evidently now, not from the current.
Exactly. So that is there is going to be some contention between those two, and we saw the previews next week where Adam is still trying to tell Billy to take a step back, and he's like, I can't do that. So
Yeah,
Lily has told you, of course, Adam has to be there at some
right.
point because they have a
Keep the
child together.
secret. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like Billy, I mean, he doesn't have to abandon her where he never see her again, but it's
Of
not
course.
you're not her caretaker.
Well, let her call you when
Right,
she's ready.
right,
Stop calling her. Now it's looking like you're obsessed.
exactly. And it's good that when Billy was blowing up her phone, friend, Chelsea didn't answer the phone.
No, and that was right after Lily came down and said she was good.
Yep.
So now you're just showing that not only do you not trust what Lily's telling you, you are further allowing your obsession with Chelsea's recovery, that is in many people's hands that are more qualified than you, to infiltrate your personal life and your personal time with the woman you're supposed to be in love with.
Mhm.
That
Yep.
never ends well. You know it.
Nope. And I honestly, with her having her little apartment to herself now, I mean, this is just me. It's not true. It's not a spoiler. It just seems to me that they're going to end up in bed together
You
eventually.
know they are, or on that couch.
Yep. Or yeah, or maybe they'll pull a Abby and Devon on the couch, on the wall, on the stairs, and
Just not in the stairs because that's in a public location.
right. She don't have any stairs there, but she does have an island in there, a couch. They'll
Yeah,
find some
yeah,
places.
they have a big coffee table. There's a big coffee table.
You're so funny. Oh my gosh. So that's the direction I see this going. And then now with Daniel being part of possibly Chancellor Winters, that's going to bring them closer together.
It will. And I have to say, just to credit The Young and the Restless, the
Hmm.
fact that these actors have such a long history with one another,
Hmm.
and they can go back and pull old scenes,
Hmm.
and it really draws you right back into the chemistry of the relationship, the history of the relationship, the early stages in the development and how important those scenes were for the characters in their lives. And you can completely see how Lily and Daniel are going to wind up finding their way back to each other.
Oh, absolutely.
All of a sudden, Lily's going to have another kid
Well, let me
because
ask you this.
Lucy.
Now, let me ask you this because, okay, talking about Daniel, does Daniel seem a little off and secretive to you?
Absolutely. Yes, something is wrong with Daniel, and there's something wrong with him and Heather. Heather has left him, I think.
Hmm.
I am waiting for that shoe to drop, but I'm not worried. I don't really mind if Heather and Daniel split because obviously they haven't been around, but Daniel and Lily have chemistry, they have history, and they are fun together. Like, there's no. The heaviness that Billy's character carries with him through his life will never go away.
Yeah.
Daniel doesn't have that. He has a little bit of dark side,
Hmm.
but he doesn't have that just completely mess up everything you try.
Now, I did see a rumor, and I don't know if you saw this,
Okay.
that they're saying that Daniel is actually working for Tucker.
Oh
And
no.
I was when I saw that, I'm like, please let that not be true. And the thing is, it's one thing if it's like a social media comment, which wasn't what this was. This was actually something coming from you know, one of our like I don't think it was SOD. It was one of the other big ones.
Oh man, now see that would be really diabolical.
Yeah, but just hey, expect the unexpected
E exactly,
on the
exact
soaps. I hope that's
except for on soaps where Thomas Forster is concerned,
oh
we cannot
God bless.
put the
Listen,
unexpected. They continue to have to roll
no,
over
we're
the
not
bus.
gonna go.
Ah!
I,
Okay,
I
sorry.
I'm gonna have my rant about that when we
Hmm,
get to the bold and the beautiful. I was girl. That's why I was so disheartened that I got disconnected from that producer because I
hmm.
was gonna tell him like, look, this, and this, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
Yeah,
there.
I know, I'm sorry, I took us off track.
Don't say
We went
Tom.
off the rails.
Listen, don't say Thomas. That's a trigger word for me.
It is, I'm like, "Arr!"
Exactly. Okay, but let's see. Billy and Lily are headed to Splitsville. We already know that Chance and Abby are headed for Splitsville because of he asked for a divorce. Um,
I
now,
can't see
mhm.
Nate and Elena making it. Look at how Victoria is looking at Nate. Look at how he knew he was supposed to be at that dinner, and he just sat there and kept talking to Victoria last week. And this week, he's even saying how, I know I'm sorry I missed meeting you for that drink, but the conversation was just so enlightening, and I can learn so much. And why don't you come back to New? And I'm like, hey, dude, you just got her out of the contract. You can't ask her to come back.
Well, here's the other thing. He also tried to get her to go to LA with Victoria and him
Yeah.
as like
So she's
a
gonna have time to spend with her after what just happened with that happy hour. Victoria's
well,
gonna have him on a short leash.
well, spoiler alert. I'm
Uh
gonna
oh.
give three
Okay.
seconds. Well, okay. So look like next week she's going to agree to go, but Victoria is going to intercept that and say that no, she can't go because this is a colleague business only trip. Now, my thing is, why would that even matter if you're not going to be staying in the same hotel suite, I guess.
Exactly. Exactly.
You only going to be working during business hours. So what happens at happy hour or late nights? That's when he should be with his girlfriend if she's in the hotel room somewhere.
Exactly. If there's no after hour business dinner, then he should be with Elena if he wants to. It's none of Victoria's business. Okay, this is definitely going where I thought it would.
And here's the thing, she has the nerve and as much as I don't like Nick and Sally, but to get on Nick about having some relationship with Sally when she was working over at Newman Media.
Yep.
Um, Nate is now working over at Newman Media and look like you got your eyeballs on him.
And I'll tell you what, if they get together, she darn well better have Nate sign a prenup because he'll be going after everything she owns, just like he went after everything that Devon and Lily own.
Well, here's the other thing. He also dated her sister.
Oh,
So,
that's right. Y'all, I hate when they do that. It's like even with Nick and Adam, it's like there are enough characters where you don't have to. You don't have to.
yeah,
Although I will
so
say, in real life, I know it's happened. I know people it's happened.
listen, I mean, after everything that Nate went through with being part of the Newman family, he almost
Right,
lost his medical
right,
license, trying to be Chance learning that the hard way right now.
absolutely.
Nate, please don't go down that route. Tell Victoria thanks, but no thanks.
You know he can't say no. You know he can't. Nate doesn't know how to say no.
No,
Not
you know what? And I know a lot of people don't think because Elena is a very soft spoken, very mild woman, and that's great.
those are the ones you got to watch out for. The worst.
Well, I don't know about that, but the thing is that a lot of the fans, and I don't want to speak across the board 100%, and I'm not an absolute, but when she was with Devon, they didn't find that coupling exciting. So they moved her toward Nate. Now we got a little bit of spark there, but then as time went on, it kind of, fell off a little bit. But I still would want to at least keep them two together. They got more chemistry, I think, than Victoria and Nate.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out who does Victoria have chemistry with, because her character has gotten so overbearing and like Victor, it's very difficult to see the soft side that we used to see come out.
Well,
It's been a
honestly,
long time.
I think if they had a rewritten the Ashlyn Locke character,
Yes,
that's her match.
it was. The way they went with that story, because you and I talked about that in the
Hmm.
beginning,
Hmm.
we both thought, man, this guy is definitely her match, and I was so hopeful he wasn't going to be an evil villain. And he was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He was. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I think because when she was with JT, yeah, okay, it was cute. Billy, we know Billy is Billy, right?
I mean, he did actually make her have fun.
Yeah, he brought
That's
out the
one
fun
thing I can
side of
say.
her.
Yeah, he got her out of her shell. She actually, until he did something stupid and she got stressed about it, they actually were a great couple, having a great time together, living their best life. And then he'd do something stupid, which would make her mad, and then she'd be more like a mom than a wife, and yada yada.
Yeah. Hmm. So when she got with Ashlyn, I just saw the chemistry there. I mean, he came in with the whole Tara and Kyle and Harrison storyline. That fell off to the wayside as Kyle just they sent Tara off into La La Land.
There
And
was a lot of people were just saying such awful things about that Tara character.
wow, really?
Yeah,
Really?
so many people just didn't. They were just couldn't stand every time she was on scene. They were saying something negative about the character. I guess they were just mad that someone was insinuating their life into Kyle and Summer. I don't know. There was a lot of negativity there. But I thought she did a good job, because if she didn't do a good job, they wouldn't have any emotion about her, right?
Yeah. We got a comment. Aditha Lee. She said Chelsea is playing games. She's going to end up with Billy. What do you
Oh,
think?
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, he's literally becoming exactly like Lily said. He's her savior. And when
Hmm.
he said that to Lily about Lily being Billy's savior, I don't think Lily has ever tried to be Billy's savior. I think she's just been common sense.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, like I said, guys, that they're headed straight to the bedroom. That's where that's going.
It is, and he called her petty. Lily is not petty. The only time Lily was ever petty was with Hillary.
Hmm.
And that was
Hmm.
because of how Lily ever going out of her way to be petty or mean to anyone. Anytime Lily had an attitude, it was usually because she was speaking up for or defending herself or someone she loved.
Well, here's the other thing too that I did not like about that whole thing, and I know we kind of a little bouncing back and forth here, but the whole thing with Sharon telling Adam that he's being jealous. No, Adam sees what Lily sees. And for
Mm-hmm.
Sharon is like, well, why you gotta do this and why you want to feel like that? Adam has a whole son with that girl.
Exactly. It's a different side of
It's a
things.
different scenario. And thank God, because we also forgot about that. Connor was, what's the word I want to use? Because I can't use certain words on YouTube. But Connor
Kids
was
were mean
confronted.
to him. Yeah.
Yeah, they were mean to him. He was confronted at school about his mom. And that's when you need mom and dad to sit down with, their kids to say, hey, let's talk about this as a family, which they did.
They did. They did. But then Adam had that knee jerk reaction. We're pulling him out, or that
Yeah,
kid
that
said
was
he wanted
crazy
it.
to
That was
me.
hardcore.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Too much, too much, too much. So, yeah, I will say that, yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch what happens between Chelsea and Billy. And thank you for your comment, Aditha. I appreciate you. And you as well, Janet. I'm glad you appreciate the chat. Okay. So we also got to talk about, speaking of Adam, this whole triangular relationship, as Victor called it, with Nick. and Adam and Sally.
You know I've been waiting for this.
Okay, I'll let you have the floor. Go ahead.
So when Adam and Sally are in the room together, the sparks are flying.
Yep.
And I am absolutely here for it. I was so mad whenever they ruined their relationship with having Adam act the way that he did. And I know why he did it. And it still made me mad because Chelsea was a big girl. And I'm sorry, Sally was a big girl, is a big girl. She can take care of herself. Obviously, she's made it through a very rough life and come out on top many times without him and without anybody. And so, didn't need to do that. And that whole storyline really got under my skin. And then to see her turn to Nick, I didn't think they would have any chemistry in the beginning at all. And then I thought they had some chemistry. But the minute Adam walks in the room, all of the energy shifts to Adam and Sally. Yep. It is Adam and Sally. And I want them to be our couple.
Yeah, I do too. That's all.
You sound so convincing.
I mean, but here's the thing. They really messed that whole storyline up.
They did.
Because they were pretty much outsiders. Adam was outside of the family. Nobody really liked Sally, especially what happened with Summer and all, especially the Newmans and then Phyllis and all of this stuff. And so Adam, all they had was each other.
Exactly.
And the
combination.
Right. And the chemistry with those two were off the chain.
Yes.
And for them to take that, come up with the storyline with him leaving the company because Victoria didn't want him there, right? And then because Adam didn't want Victoria to think that they were still together and that he would have been influencing her, it just went downhill from there. And then you insert Nick into this whole situation, and it's just like, why?
A soft landing. But again, the electricity is between Sally and Adam.
Yeah. And see, here's the thing.
Tenderness with Nick and Sally, but
yeah. But the other problem that I have with this is that Nick is he was bonding with Adam at one point.
I know, and that was good.
I like that brotherly bond, and Adam always wanted some sort of a connection to the family, and he got that from Nick for a little while.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now Nick comes with the snide remarks, my brother is this, and I can't stand him, and I'm like, dude, your daughter has a whole kidney from your brother.
Exactly.
And if it wasn't for him calling the fire department to get yourself out of that wreckage in Kansas, no, where would you be, dude?
Buried under rubble.
Plus, I mean, he saved Faith at least 3-4 times. At least
4, I think, is what we counted.
Yeah, the tornado when she was a baby, when the wreck, exactly.
The kidney. There was something. Wasn't there something else?
Yeah.
It was 3 or 4 a day anyway. It was a lot, and I just really enjoyed the scenes together when there was at least a respect there. And I mean, Nick has a short-term memory. He really does.
Yeah, it's like, dude, how do you just bypass all this because of Sally? Now, there's a couple comments that came in on the YouTube side. One is saying that they're not starting to like Sally because she's acting kind of trashy. Sally is very trashy, and I don't want to say Sally is a gold digger because I do believe she loves Adam, but by her getting with Nick, if this was real life and the woman is between 2 rich brothers, that's what it would be, or that's what she would think. Only thing I gotta say about that is that Nick did offer Sally money to start the business, and she turned it down.
Yep.
So
Sally's not a gold digger. She didn't take anything from any of the Spencer guys. She didn't take anything from Nick. She is just trying to keep her head above water in the life that she was dealt. And I don't think Sally is trashy. I think Sally has absolutely overcome so many obstacles of her uh, what did she call it? Traveler parents that just were con artists. She's not trying to con anybody right now. She's not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. She is literally trying to build a business so that she can pay her bills and rely on herself, because everybody else has let her down, from her own parents all the way through.
Only thing is I can think of is because of her history. I mean, because she was with Liam, she was with Wyatt, she was with
Well, then
Thomas.
everybody's trash.
She went between the Spencer brothers, and then she was with Thomas for a short period of time. And then I'm trying to think. And then, of course, now because she tried to get with Jack, she was with Theo. She tried, it didn't work too well with Kyle. And now, now this whole thing with Nick and Adam. So I with the soap operas, it can get kind of trashy. You know what I'm saying? But we're only talking soaps.
Do you want the steamy scenes or not?
Right. Yeah, I mean, she got history. Now, I don't know about the gold digger part of it, because I do think she's a hustler in regards to going after trying to make money for herself.
Yes, but that's not the same as a gold digger.
No. But the thing is, with the whole her romantic history, yeah, I don't know. But that's soap opera world. So I just want to preface that, you guys, I'm not calling women, that we're soap world here. Okay. Let me just put that out there. But yeah.
Humans are human, they have urges.
Okay, let's see. We got some comments coming in. Somebody said exactly, her history does count. Even though I don't believe this about her, she was just saying. Okay, gotcha, Adita. Oh, you love the uploads. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed the channel and they love Sally. Victor, I read, will be going after Sally, and Victor will find something knowing him. So, Adita, I don't know if you're in the States or not, but in yesterday's episode, he did reveal to Nick that he found out about her past history in LA.
And you know what? I think Adam already knows everything about that.
Well, Adam does. Nick doesn't.
But nobody else, yeah.
Nick doesn't, which is why he started squirming in his seat.
His facial expressions were funny. I was like, oh, you didn't know that part.
Yeah, I mean, he was squirming in his seat like, oh. Yeah, because she did. She went through some lengths to stay with Wyatt.
That whole storyline just, that made me mad, because you don't think that.
No, I mean,
a lot of characters have.
Yeah, she put on this fake pale face and got a walker and played all of this. I mean, seriously.
Stephanie Forrester faked her own heart attack and was trying. So that's off the channel.
Yeah, you're so funny.
Oh my gosh, so many characters have done that.
But then the other thing is what she did, to keep her job over at Forrester Creations, that they were actually doing her work for her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Nick.
She stole a few things.
Oh, somebody said that Sally sounds like Brooke to her. Oh. Oh my gosh.
Don't tell Brooke.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Adita. So the reason why she didn't see it is she stopped watching after Sally and so she didn't know about. Okay, I knew Sally going to cheat on Nick with Adam, and she is putting a winch between brothers. Yes, she is, Melanie.
She is. Yeah, she is.
Sure. Sally does remind me of Brooke also. That's what somebody else.
That is so funny, y'all. And she not only reminds me a little bit of Brooke, but she wasn't as smart as Brooke, because she didn't get a mansion on the way out of one guy into the next.
Oh my God, you're so funny. Oh Lord, here we go.
She also a little bit reminds me of Phyllis with
Oh
her
my goodness.
snarkiness.
But I gotta say this, with this whole thing because spoiler alert, um, in regards to how we say how hot Adam and Sally was, their sex scene on the Mondays episode, they watered it down. They watered
Huh.
it down.
Wow.
I was disappointed, and you guys will find out exactly what I'm referring to because I'm watching this. I'm like, no, that's not them. That's not them. And then, sure enough, Sally is like, it wasn't the same this time, so I don't want to be with you anymore. And I'm like, oh, God, Jesus.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
So, as much I've been routine for them two to get back together, and they dropped that whole huge because Courtney Hope did an interview with us, Soap Opera Digest last week to say, "Hey, Adam and I are going to reunite," and I'm like, "Yes." And then only to get to this, they were only together for what, a day?
Oh man. Okay, so I'm wondering now that you've said that, is the future going to hold a pregnancy and is there going to be an issue between the two brothers like a lot of the speculation
Oh,
has
girl,
happened?
please. You
You
know that's
know,
you
you
know that.
know,
Yes, you know that's going to be who's the baby daddy.
how many more brothers is Connor going to get?
Yeah. That's going to be a good question. There's some comments. I love Adam and Chelsea as a couple and Connor as a family. I did
Oh
kind of see that too this week,
yeah.
Melanie. They probably watered it down because they want her with Nick, which is why I'm not watching.
Oh.
I don't blame you, Aditha. And then she also said Sally is trying to see who is better in bed, Nick or Adam.
Ooh.
Ooh, oh, drop the mic.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Oh my God, drop the mic. That was a good one, Aditha. I never
It
would have thought
was.
about that. Oh my God, I wish I know on my YouTube videos I can pin comments to the top. This one I need to pin to the top.
Is this where the emoji would be like the asparagus or something?
Oh, did you say asparagus?
Or
Really?
the eggplant?
Yeah, eggplant. There you go. I'm like asparagus.
Or the green bean?
Oh, okay. You a fool. You are a nut. Okay, that's a good one. You know what? Yeah, they obviously want her to be with Nick because they did the same thing. They really force fed us on the Devon and Abby thing. Because think about it. With them being on the stairs, the wall, the stereo, the couch, the floor, and then that music playing in the background, they really wanted to sell us on that one, right?
Yeah, I mean that. So that had to literally. They were trying to make us think that it wasn't just a 10-minute jaunt on the couch. This was like an all afternoon affair.
Exactly. So, as much as they are trying to sell us on that, they're trying to downplay on the Monday's episode.
Okay.
It sucks. I was pissed. All right, Melanie says, I did not like the way Sally treated Summer getting her to go to Milan for a job, and she came between Kyle and Summer. Yep, that's true.
That's very true. Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
is
I love
very
summer.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Sally isn't a perfect saint by no
Oh
means.
gosh, no.
No,
No.
no, no, no. Okay, so did we cover everything for this week of the Young and the Restless? Trying to think.
Me too. I know. I think we may have, but
Because I'm ready to get the bold.
I know. Me too. Let's go.
Oh, she said Nick and Phyllis eventually would be together. Brooklyn. Thanks, Brooklyn.
Oh, Nick and Phyllis.
Yeah, she said Nick and Phyllis.
Okay, y'all. Okay, you know what a huge Nick and Phyllis fan I am because Phyllis made
Yes, we know.
fun. They are so hot. I mean, ages ago, y'all. Okay, this is gonna sound like I'm obsessed with this couple, but I'm really not. But I just think they're really hot. There
Uh-huh.
was a scene where they were in the shower, a shower scene together, And that had to be one of the hottest daytime scenes I have ever seen in my entire life. And I have been watching daytime TV since like 1978. Started with my grandmother.
Well, you listen.
I
You know what scene I thought was the hottest. That scene when Adam was with Sharon, when he first got back to town and she was
That
up
was
there. He had
so
her up against that wall.
else. Yeah, that was hot.
That was hot.
That was hot. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, let's see. Sally only did that because Summer was targeting her. Summer was targeting her, right?
Yes, she was. Yeah. Yeah.
Going to LA to bring up dirt on her. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was Hunter King Summer. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we talked about Chance and Abby. We talked about Billy and Lily. We talked about Tucker, Diane, and the trifecta. Jeremy Stark. Did we talk about Jeremy coming in?
At the end, I mean, his
Yeah, he
well,
showed up at the end.
yeah.
Yeah, we did kind of talk about that because we were saying how Phyllis sent that man to the Abbott estate. Okay, we covered everything for the Young and the Restless. All right, we need to go to Bold because Bold was the highlight of the week.
Oh man.
Man, the fans went, you guys on the YouTube side went bananas this week on this channel with the viewership and with the comments on the whole Bold and the Beautiful storyline. And I appreciate every comment, every whatever. I appreciate you guys. So we're gonna talk about it. All right. You ready, Trish?
You know I am.
Okay, hold on. All right, so our first the summary for the Bold and Beautiful for the week of November 28th through December 2nd. Steffi intervened in her parents' wedding ceremony to reveal the truth about the CPS call. Taylor hoped to hold Ridge to his promises. Ridge left to set things straight with Brooke. Brooke urged Ridge to figure himself out and not return to her until he knew what he wanted. Oh my gosh. Where do you want to go from here?
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out here to all the Steffi haters who said she was never gonna open her mouth.
Oh, wait a
That's my
minute. Can I stop
girl.
you for
That's
a
my
second?
girl.
Let me stop you for a second. Denise Ware says, this is the first time watching this. I love it. She said, we are just too funny.
Oh,
Thank you. We
love these
appreciate it.
shows.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. Now, go ahead. I'm sorry. I know you about to go on a rant.
No, it's okay. I love hearing that. That makes me so happy. This is fun, and I just have been having such a blast with you too. So, but yes, Steffi, she did exactly what I knew she was going to do because regardless of the fact that she is pushy and reverts back to childhood, she still told the truth. And when she found out about it, so I am very, very happy with Steffi.
Okay. So I'm going to respond to that, and I'm going to use Aditha's comment to respond to that. She said, I got to admit, I was shocked that Steffi opened her mouth. Here's the thing. On the Bold and the Beautiful side of the world, there are two teams. There's, there's Team Brooke and Hope and Liam and the Logans, and then there's Team Steffi with Forrester and all of that, right? There were a lot because I always scope social media to kind of get an idea of what people are talking about. There were a lot of Steffi haters who actually love Steffi this week. They was, and I saw the comments. I'm normally not a Steffi fan, but I absolutely love Steffi this week.
How could you not? She did the hardest thing. I mean, look what she had to do because of what they did to Thomas.
Oh, listen, we're gonna say, listen. I know, I know, I know.
So I gotta say, y'all know I have said this before. I love to watch Brooke Logan fall, and I love to watch Brooke Logan rise like a phoenix. And what I loved even more was that at the end of the week, two grown women had civil discourse over a waffling man who deserves neither.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of them.
Yes. That was a moment that a lot of people talked about yesterday. And part of that, because, like I said, I wanted to have my piece in that whole production conversation. But part of what he said, because somebody else on the panel said, I hope that Brooke and Taylor kick him to the curb permanently. And the producer was like, oh, just wait. Just keep watching. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, I'm here for it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So when I really, when they started saying the vows,
Hmm.
I thought, all right, it's either Taylor or Steffy because I hadn't seen any
Yeah,
previews. I've been looking down, and
I thought it was going to be Taylor actually, but
I really did
hmm,
because Doc. I mean,
right.
come on, integrity. Even yes, they have the same track record with the same men and all that stuff. But I mean, she typically isn't going to try to manipulate a situation.
Hmm.
And, Steffi was right when she was yelling at Thomas. She's never been shy about what she wanted for her family to be back together and all of that. But she's not going to create a heinous story about someone trying to take a kid away. It just the whole thing. I mean, the whole storyline. I'm just livid. Like, I hate it. I really do. Can't believe what they've done to Thomas after all the work that supposedly was doing behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was so funny. They took that whole conversation so far yesterday with Taylor and Brooke
Yeah.
that somebody posted on Facebook, new couple alert,
Uh-huh.
Brooke and Taylor. I was
I
rolling.
laughed so hard when I saw that. I was cracking up.
Okay, we got some comments. Oh my God, they're coming in. And guys on the podcast side, if in fact you want to jump into the comment section as well as listen to the podcast, just all you gotta do is type in on YouTube CBS Soap Dish Recap. You can pull up the live and you can also join the live chat. Okay, so somebody said that they tolerate. Oh, Steffi is the favorite. Is her Brooklyn says Steffi is her favorite girl on B&B.
Mm-hmm.
Aditha said that we tolerate Brooke on occasions. She also said that Brooke is the Phoenix. And then Aditha
Yes, yes.
and then Aditha said both Taylor and Brooke need to drop Ridges behind. I agree.
Like a hot potato.
A hot potato. Um, Taylor and Brooke need to become best friends and take notes on everything Ridge tells them and go and have a lunch and tell each other what the other told. That's a
Yes,
good
they
one.
do. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you saw this or not, but you know how people will write like a story that they
Hmm.
want to have happen, and one of them, I apologize, I can't remember who wrote this one, but it's about this exact story
Hmm.
where,
Hmm.
Ridge is just left without anybody, and I want to say Brooke was with Bill, and Taylor was with Deacon, and everybody was just not with Ridge, and I was reading, it was so funny because it's about time that the men are getting left in the cold the way they treat the women.
Yeah, I just one of the things that Keisha and I used to talk about with Taylor and Ridge is they also have to choose for themselves not to engage
Yes,
because it doesn't obviously after this week it should be clear to both ladies that Ridge don't tell the whole truth to the other girl.
exactly. Exactly, because Taylor did not lie. She told Brooke he chased me up a mountain. Did you see the look on Brooke's face?
Yes, I was like, oh, she was quiet because the way Brooke said it when she got to the house was like, you went after him. And she was like, no, he came to Aspen after me.
Right.
And I told him, no, I was done. And I ran and that man chased me all up the side of a mountain and clearly told me that his decision had nothing to do with anything that you've done. He lied. He flat
Yeah.
out lied.
Yes, yes.
He would have did better to blame the pine cone.
Momentary head injury.
And then when he gets to Brooks, he kind of watered down the story. So, yeah, yeah, Taylor knew. Taylor knew? I'm like,
That's not
dude,
how you say
that's not
that.
how that go. Yes, she knew. She should have said something because I said this in my recap, and I
Yes.
think we talked about this last week because I know you were still on vacay and Keisha and I
Yes.
was on the podcast. And the thing is that with that whole conversation, he should have said she had every right to tell me in before the ceremony happened, which she should have.
Yes.
But you can also understand the conundrum that she learned 5 minutes before the wedding.
You're right. She's literally in shock.
She's in shock. And then you got one daughter screaming, you got your
Right.
son screaming, and it's just all this going around your head because they were making points. Steffi's point was, you need to tell the truth, this is wrong. Thomas's point was, yeah, but dad said he loved you no matter what.
Yep, that's right. And that's the truth. He did say it.
He said that. So now she needs to make a decision. Okay, so wait a minute, we got comments, girl. Okay, it says, um, Brooklyn says Rich character is supposedly leaving for 3 months to spend time with his family. So is Thorsten K taking a break? I heard that actually,
Yeah, that's been out there. I mean, I don't have any inside track or anything, but I have seen that out there in quite a few different places. I
but
haven't seen him confirm it.
now there's another commenter that said Aditya says that that's what I thought, but the producers have been lying, saying that he wasn't leaving for a little while.
Yeah.
Then Brooklyn also says that supposedly Thomas has a tumor again.
Oh, oh. And see,
Um,
that's that to me. That just that if that's the reality of the storyline, that's really going to make me mad because they're using that as a crutch to fix their bad storytelling in that area.
mhm,
There's always if it's a bad storyline, we get too much gruff over this, then we'll throw this fastball in there and put everybody back in on this track or whatever. And that's one of the things that bothered me about this whole storyline because we just went on that track of him being better. He was really forging a great relationship with Douglas, and I
mhm.
know that myself and other people were joking that the whole voice happening that Douglas did it, and I even said Kelly did it. I even said Hayes did it because everybody was just being so silly online, saying it was this, it was this, it was
Mhm.
and we all knew it was going to be Thomas. There was no question it was going to be Thomas, and we talked about other scenarios, but we knew what they were going to do with the storyline, and it just to me there were so many more things they could have done.
It is. It is. And I wanna respond to that. But there's some other comments that come in. So yes, Janet, we need to see more Deacon. We will see a
Oh,
lot more Deacon now that this storyline is coming to a close. That's happening next week. Manuela John says, "Can you tell the history of how Brooke got to bring up Taylor's children? Steffi and Thomas treat her like she didn't do anything for them." What do you think about that, Trish?
well, yes, she did raise them for a while whenever Taylor was, presumed dead,
Mhm.
um, and she played an instrumental part in their life. And there were times where the kids and she had troubles, and there
Mhm.
were other times where she saw them through really hard, growing up times. But they never didn't want their family back.
Yeah, that's the thing. They always wanted their mom and dad.
And even when Taylor came back, they didn't want Brooke hurt. And they did say that they loved her and appreciated her. Because I remember there was a scene where they were talking in one of the living rooms. I think it was Eric's living room. They were all talking about the fact that, they appreciated her and they loved her. And they didn't want her to get hurt. And their mom is back.
Mhm.
And so in that moment, I believe that was kind of the cosmic shift of the responsibility phase of Brooke's life and influence over them.
Mhm.
And, she's always been a force in their life because of her position in the family, her position in the business. But they've had good times and they've had bad times, and they've been there for each other and had each other's backs. Even Steffi had Brooke's back with Sheila,
That's
against
true.
Sheila.
That is
So,
true.
I really don't believe that Steffi hates Brooke. I just think that Steffi sees Brooke as a source of pain for her father. And I think that she truly does believe that Taylor is the better match and the better person for Ridge. And I think that's all it is. Thomas is, obviously a different story. That's just a weird, I don't know why they did
Well,
this.
Aditha Lee says Steffi and Thomas have mental issues, and I guess she was responding to the previous comment. Also, their grandmother used to talk a lot of smack about Brooke, which OG Stephanie did, but they mended fences toward the end of Stephanie's life.
Oh, yeah, Brooke was the one who was with her when she took her last breath.
Exactly. And Denise says, I hope Douglas doesn't turn out like his father when he gets older.
Well, so let me ask you this: because of the fact that we know that Thomas had the bleed on his brain, and that is what they were saying caused his issues. He was not diagnosed with a mental illness. So if he does have another brain bleed, or if there is a tumor, that is not a mental illness. Nobody has yet diagnosed him with anything. Now, do I think that he does have some type of a personality disorder? I do, because who thinks it's okay to call CPS? Like that's like some kind of a sick, manipulative something. But I've never. If anyone else has the show where he was formally diagnosed and it was told to us what it was, please let me know, because I don't recall hearing any diagnosis.
Yeah, I don't remember
I don't
anything
think
either.
Steffi has mental issues. I think they have an anger problem with the fact that her family can't ever get their stuff together. But I don't think that she has mental issues. She did have a problem with painkillers, but she got over that, just like Hope got over her pill issue. So those aren't mental issues, though.
Okay, so Melanie says it's interesting that Tucker is taking Ashley, Nikki, and Phyllis's side than evil, manipulative Diane, and he's playing games.
I think Tucker's taking Tucker's side.
Exactly. Tucker's thinking about himself. And then she also said, I love Liam and Hope as a couple, and that Douglas is back with them. I am happy.
Oh, that's sweet. You're boring, but that's sweet.
Oh my. Oh, listen. They're very nice couple. Now, will I say with Steffi and Finn? Finn is fine. Finn is attractive. And hey, listen, Scott Clifton is a handsome guy too. So I know I don't want to send any shots to his wife, like, hey, you got a handsome dude there too. On screen.
All he knows, he's been looking at her and he's literally on the bold and the beautiful.
Exactly. But we also look for on-screen chemistry. Who gives us the ooh, when we see them in a sex scene, or the electricity. Honestly, to be honest with you, I honestly think that Krista Allen, aka New Taylor, and Thorsten K got chemistry.
I do too. I completely agree, and I think this is lovely and she's funny. And there was evidently there was a scene where she had written a note to leave on the desk at Forrester Creations, and the camera didn't focus on the note, but in a tweet or an Instagram post, she had shared what she wrote on that note.
Oh my God!
And it was pretty funny. She's
funny. Yeah.
It mentioned some exercises she'd been doing and that he needed to call her.
Yeah, Krista Allen is hilarious.
She really is.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I don't mind Deacon, but they need to class him up more and get him in the corporate arena. So she's saying get him out of the bartending job and get him a corporate job.
I like the bartender job because he can get in people's heads and he is really smart and intuitive. And when he called Bill his pal, I mean, I fell over my eye. That was so funny. Oh, I love him in the bartender job.
Okay, Melanie says I love Liam and wait a minute. Oh, she's team Liam and Hope forever. Absolutely. I mean, I do think that they're a cute couple.
Oh, yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely.
very sweet. Thomas has a lot of meetings in the past with Dr. James Warwick after blowing up Rick's vehicle.
Oh, was that before or after Rick shot at his family? I can't recall. No.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna have some people join us sometime because these comments are hilarious. I forget, man. Yeah, Thomas don't play. When he fight back, he fight dirty.
Right, it's like if you bring, your boxing gloves to a match, he's pulling out like a cannon.
Because a lot of people were still blaming him for that whole thing with what's the girl that run off the road?
Oh, he did not hit her
He
car.
didn't, but he was chasing her or something,
He
right?
was following her, and she was driving erratically, and she reached for the phone and lost control of her car. Yes, he was following her. No, he should not have been following her, but he did not kill her.
Right. Finn is fine, but he's a please hold my purse, honey type of husband. He doesn't appear to. Oh my God, Aditha, this girl is on a roll.
That is hilarious, Christina. Oh my gosh! But I will say this, I don't mind a man that can hold my purse while I'm in the dressing room. But hey, I'm sure he'd be the type of man that would also sneak in that dressing room.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
And that's all fine with me.
Now Brooklyn says Hope and Liam are boring, which well, they're
So did I
sweet.
say that? Did I?
Even Thomas shut him down easily when he tried to take up for his wife, Steffi. Oh yeah, when they was at the house. Remember?
Yeah.
I don't think Hope and Liam are boring to me. They remind me of a regular, normal family. And I agree with that. I agree.
Absolutely, 100%. And yeah, absolutely, they do, and they are, and it's like the one stability factor. They're like, I don't know if y'all remember on As the World Turns, the Hughes family, the patriarch and matriarch of that family, Kim and Bob Hughes. Hope and Liam might be the Kim and Bob of Bold and Beautiful.
Okay, gotcha.
They're just kind of steady as they go, have a little crisis, but they continue to steady as they go. So we'll see what happens.
Now, Melanie said that she was happy that Hope told Liam that Thomas tried to kiss her, and Liam was so mad. I hope he beats him up. Well, we don't want to speak violence, but
but if he does that, then Thomas can press charges. So.
Yeah. Okay, because I still got to do my rant on the Thomas thing, but I also want to address some of these comments. Steffi was getting on my Manuela says Steffi was getting on my nerves. She showed more concern about her parents' relationship than her own relationship. But I think she redeemed herself this week. And then Melanie said, I knew after Douglas telling the secret of the CPS call that he was going to tell Steffi. And Douglas also told about Beth being alive to Hope and Liam. So she said that she's proud of Douglas. Douglas had a lot of courage against his dad. Very much so.
And he also, remember when he had all that courage against Brooke when Brooke gaslit him about seeing her kiss Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And he stood up about that too. So let's not forget that a lot of people have manipulated Douglas.
And then Brooklyn says that supposedly RJ is returning. Well,
okay, I'll believe it when I see it because RJ has been like a mythical creature except for maybe maybe 1.5 of his years of life on the show.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. It would be nice to bring him back.
Yeah, it would.
Okay. So here's my thing about the Thomas situation.
All right, hold on.
What are you doing over there?
Drum roll.
Oh, girl, you so silly. They spent the better of a year and a half trying to redeem that character, right?
Right.
With this whole brain situation, they got him back on the right track. He was the one instrumental in getting both Bill and Liam out of prison
Yes.
when that whole Vinny situation happened. And so much so that Liam was telling him, I'm going to need you to watch my family if I'm stuck in this place.
Exactly.
So they went and did that whole overhaul on the Thomas character. Got to this point, he got a job back in the company. He was lead designer. He's on top of the world. He got his son. Hope was kind of melting toward him, which that's a couple that I want to see.
Right.
Now, before this whole CBS crap, I would have want to see Thomas and Hope together because there's some type of spice in there. Even with that daydream he had with Hope, I was like, those two look good together.
There's the chemistry there for sure. I agree.
I mean,
Could they maybe? I don't know if there's enough outrage. Maybe they pull the same thing they pulled on Dallas, and somebody wakes up from a dream and none of this happened.
mm-hmm.
I mean,
Because when they previewed that kiss that week, and I'm trying to think, that was it was either early October or late November. I mean, late October, early November. I was
yeah.
like, when I saw that come out, I was like, oh my God. And I did a whole
the
video.
about that online was off the charts.
It was
Everybody
off.
was talking about it.
And I actually thought, because, okay, some people were saying that Hope was giving Thomas mixed signals.
She was. She didn't mean to, I don't think. I think she was just
because she was so pissed off at Liam about that whole the fashion show situation. Which is why when Liam was telling her to come home, she wouldn't come home. She was on the couch drinking whatever with Thomas.
Yep.
I mean, seriously. I mean, Douglas was already gone to bed. That was your cue to leave.
Yes, it was.
You know, so it was like, are they trying to slowly bring those two back together? And then this whole CPS thing went way left.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a fan.
It just sucks. I was just so upset about the fact that you redeemed the Thomas character, got him to this point, only to write him into a corner.
Right, right. And I look at all that, and it really would have been a great opportunity for them to have Liam go off the rails.
Well,
have Steffy, and he could really work his chops. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because remember when he was supposed to marry Hope, and he went out with Steffy and got wasted. And there's been a lot of things that Liam has done that are kind of questionable if he really is this sweet stay-at-home, humble pie guy, because he has a very wild streak that was in there a long time ago. And that was one of the reasons why I was such a huge Steffy and Liam fan, because she brought life out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked Hope and Wyatt together because Wyatt brought that same exciting life out of Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas together, they're just that again, just
warm, gotcha.
Normal. I mean, we watch soap operas for excitement, or at least I do. I want to see the fashion, the going out of the country shoots where they shoot on location, and the the shows. I want to see the excitement, and I know that you like the kind of the espionage and intrigue.
Yeah, I like the hostile takeovers, the espionage, the whodunits, that type of stuff.
I don't need to see a boring life. If I want that, I'll look in a mirror.
Oh, ooh, okay.
I live a very, very simple life.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, most people do, Okay, but yeah, I just am not happy because I'm like, how are they going to get Thomas out of here? Now, I do have to respond to Melanie's comment because this ties into a video that I did yesterday, talking about the fallout of Thomas Forrester. And if you guys haven't seen that, it's already posted to the channel, but it ties into what Melanie Corley is saying. By the way, I don't want to pass the other two comments. Somebody said Beth is a mythical creature.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Beth. Beth is always with Amelia, I guess Amelia or whoever the babysitter is, or in the other room. Janet says Finn is very boring, but very handsome.
Very handsome.
Now, Melanie says Steffi started the whole thing with begging to get his parents back together after Steffi and Finn got shot by Sheila and reunited, with Finn still trying to get her parents back together. So, Matt Atkinson did an interview with Soap Opera Digest, and I did a review on that yesterday, where Matt said originally he took a back seat to the whole getting the parents back together. Steffi led the charge. The only reason Matt said that this went this direction with the storyline is the moment when Brooke threatened to call CPS on him when him and his son was doing fine and she
Yeah.
got triggered by the apple cutter.
Yeah, Brooke literally did have a hand in this coming to this point. When he inserted, I listen, through that door, I was pissed. I was like, what are you doing there? And who are you, Miss I'm drunk on the side of the road when my two kids are home alone when they were little and Stephanie had to come save them? Woman coming through the door of this house trying to tell Thomas that he doesn't have a right to have his son and he needs to bring him home.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? And then when you freaked out over him cutting a knife, well, I don't know about you, but my brothers and my dad cut knives with me standing there at the edge of the same way to take a piece off the knife. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was, throwing knives or letting the kid, handle the blade or anything. She needled and needled and needled and needled, and there's a breaking point, and she hit it, and she, went it around and found out. Unfortunately, pushed Thomas over the edge.
Yeah,
and of course he doesn't take responsibility for what he did, but Brooke absolutely needled him.
Yep. Sure did. When are they gonna bring Hope and Liam Baby back? That's a good question, Aditha. Liam and Hope already got Best Baby back. Oh, so what you? Oh, I think Melanie. She was meaning when is she gonna be back on screen?
Yeah. Probably.
Aditha says, "What kiss? The kiss between Thomas and the mannequin?" No, we're talking about the daydream Thomas had. Remember, it was like maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Oh, but isn't she the one that says she hasn't been watching it since they?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yes, she doesn't know. Yeah, she didn't know that.
That's right. I am so sorry. Okay, no. So it was the kiss. There was a daydream. And I did it on, I actually have a video carved out of that kiss on the channel, Aditha. Man, and I don't know if I could tag it in this particular video, but it's in the channel. It's the actual thumbnail with the two of them. So if you kind of scroll through my videos, you'll find it, and it's on the channel. She also said Thomas is delusional. They were raised brother and sister. I think this is all in Thomas's head. Even whatever chemistry is in Thomas's head. Oh, from I think regarding Hope.
That's a good word. He does have delusions. Yeah, he is delusional. I agree with that.
It was stupid bringing that Hope mannequin back. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't know.
I know. What the? I thought they burned that thing. And did you see it? It looked like it had been sitting outside in the heat.
Yeah, like it was something wrong with it. Aditya said the writers need to write something different. Have Thomas to create his own fashion house named Maroney. Oh, that would have been, oh my, because they got to do something different with him.
I like that idea.
I like that idea. I mean, honestly, then he could be in competition with Forrester. Who? Oh, Nick Maroney? Yeah. I mean, technically, I see why she said that they should call him Maroney because that's Ridge Bio Dad. that whole thing with whether they're foresters or not is always an ongoing conversation.
I know, I know.
Um, and then Thomas is sick, delusional child that lost touch on reality and will never change. Just think that Douglas needs to stay with Liam and Hope. Yeah, I guess it depends on the writers, Melanie. Because they think Adam was sick and crazy and delusional too, but he has custody of Connor.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I mean, Thomas was doing great with Douglas until Brooke wouldn't leave her nose out of it.
yeah,
And I
that's
do think that's what pushed him over the edge too. And I even had said that in a post. I was like, if Brooke just would have stayed out of it, it's not her business.
well, that's the same thing she did when she jumped into Sheila's face
Mm-hmm.
about Steffi and the kids. They're my family. You will never have access. I won't allow
I
it.
will not allow it. Yeah.
And then
There's
and
always trouble when people say that on the show. I won't allow it.
yeah,
Okay.
and then
Wait,
Sheila went in, and you know what happened. So
exactly. Allow what?
she also says Thomas feels like an outcast, and his dad will kick him out of the company and the Forrester family. Yeah, that's supposed to be spoiler alert going down next week. Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be hardcore
that's
because
going to be hard to watch. Now the question is, because I don't think Matt Atkinson is going anywhere.
I
Is he
hope not.
going to leave the company and start something else, or is he going to go after and do revenge?
I don't know.
Because
Somebody
I
had
saw revenge pop up. So,
okay, okay, okay. I had
um,
seen something where Steffi's gonna have him committed.
okay, that's her name, Emma. Emma is Justin's niece that got killed in the car accident.
Oh yeah, Emma.
Yeah.
Yeah, she ran off the road.
Thanks, Melanie. We were trying to figure out her name earlier. Okay, so let's get back to this wedding right quick. Um, I just I was hoping that the story came out and Ridge said, "You know what? I still wanted to marry you because this is what I told you." But there's also a part of me that says, "No, he's still in love with Brooke too."
Oh, of course.
So you need to go figure that out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
honestly, even if he does figure it out, Brooke and Taylor need to be like, "Okay, so what? You stay over there."
Yeah, glad you figured it out for yourself.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Right, right. Yeah, I am so glad that they had such a candid conversation, Brooke and Taylor.
Mhm.
I was so happy about that, and because it made sense. You know, there
Mhm.
was no attacking, there was no belittling, no berating, no insults. It was just a real, honest conversation between two hurt people.
Yeah, especially when they decided to compare stories
Exactly. And
because
he continues to hurt both of them.
yeah, yeah. What do you think right quick about Hope finally telling Liam that Thomas tried to kiss her?
Oh well, I thought she should have told him when it happened. Um, yeah, that's the kind of thing where, especially with all the things that Liam was saying to her and to watch out for, and she knew it was happening, and she refused to believe it or admit it. And when she said that she didn't want to believe it or admit it, I was like, well, there you go. That's why you didn't tell him.
Yeah,
Um,
Liam was livid.
yeah,
Liam
yeah,
was
he should have been.
he was ready to go pummel Thomas.
Yep.
And then this back and forth between Thomas and Steffi, they're all back and forth to creations, yelling and screaming at each other. And
Yeah.
it just seems like, and I got to give it to Matt Atkinson again, he played the character as if he was detached from reality.
Oh yeah. And when he did come back to reality in those few brief seconds that happened, he was the victim.
Yeah,
It was incredible. He's such a good actor.
he is. He is. I posted, he got a cute little girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
Brittany, yeah, it's interesting to see, and that's why I usually try to separate real life from TV life, to
Oh
kind
yeah.
of give, the viewers a look into the fact that these are real people, they're just acting.
Right.
But yeah, his little girlfriend is adorable.
Sweet.
Yeah, and then same thing with Cameron Grimes and her fiance. I thought he's a tall guy.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. You can,
Oh,
and you guys, if you wanna see those galleries, it's on my community tab on the YouTube channel. So, yep, all the pictures there, all the Christmas photos are out for Young and Restless too. I posted them over there as well.
I love the fashion. You get all kinds of makeup and hair and outfit ideas.
Oh, Melanie says Liam is hot and sexy.
He is hot and sexy.
Yeah, Scott Clifton is a very attractive guy.
If you follow him on Instagram, you can see his workout videos.
He got workout videos?
A couple of them where he's shirtless. Looks good.
Look at you. You had to say that real calmly.
Well, I mean, I'm married, but I still see. So
Yeah, you still got eyeballs.
exactly, and I point out beauty in everything.
Everything. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Good morning. Thanks for all of the yes, Denny, thank you. I see you always in my comment section. I appreciate all, especially your long monologues in my in my comment section. It's good reading for me. I appreciate you.
Cool.
Okay. So the only other thing we gotta talk about before we start wrapping things up is the thing with Deacon and Bill. So, spoiler alert, look like Bill is going to go dark again.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, because he's been rejected by Katie. He tried to play both of those girls.
That was, I was like, oh no, you didn't, and I'm so glad that hearing you talking to Carter.
Oh my God, girl, look, Brooke turned him down, and then he was like, oh, well, okay. Oh, there's Katie. Katie, we belong together. I'm like, dude,
What are you
you
doing?
just tried to get back with Brooke, and then when it didn't work, you tried to get with Katie.
I mean, if that's not a definition of a player, I don't know what is.
Oh my gosh. Well, Carter called him out,
Yes, he did.
and Carter also revealed his true feelings. And then
Yes,
Bill,
he did.
yeah, and then Bill was like, "Oh, you need to stay away from Katie," and I'm like, "Really? You have no say so in that, Bill." Sorry. So it looks like because of all of the rejection, because remember he took that sword necklace off to vow that he wouldn't be the old Bill. Well, he's gonna put the sword necklace back on next week.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that side room off of his office with
Girl, who
the
knows? I
hidden
haven't
door?
seen the Spencer offices. That's also a mythical place. So,
Exactly. Exactly.
all right. Did we? Oh, Sheila.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sheila
Man,
Carter. I think because the whole Thomas and Taylor thing is ending, the storyline is kind of going to a downslide.
yeah.
The whole Sheila thing is about to ramp up in her existence.
Well, he has more wigs now, so of course it is. We have to see all these new wigs.
My thing is Deacon can't stand her, but he loves the sex.
Oh, I think that there's a part of him that is absolutely 100% in love with her because he is like him, but worse.
Yeah,
I mean, and I
yeah,
love Deacon, you know that. I'm a
uh-huh.
Deacon fan. But I think there's a part of him that loves her, and when it all blows up, I think he's going to be devastated, if not in prison.
Oh, Aditya says, when is Sheila's children coming to the show?
Ugh,
Yeah, well, she got a lot of kids out there.
gently.
She got Daisy, she got Ryder, she got Mary, she got, yeah. I heard that her kids should be coming back.
Oh my gosh.
Digi Denny says the whole Carter Katie thing is odd. He just got out of one relationship with Quinn. Now he and Katie have a connection again. The way Bill did the switch up with Katie wasn't even Bill like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
they're all
don't know.
numbers, aren't they?
I don't like the way they've been floating Carter around. He went from one to the next, like he can't find a girlfriend or something.
And you know, that's usually because you can't find yourself.
Yeah, it sucks because he is so attractive. And I mean, and he got a good job. He's the COO of the league, whatever, and he's an attorney and he's fine. He can find a girlfriend. Come on now.
Exactly. I can't mean. I guess that just goes to show you that they're giving us a character who seemingly has everything and is still insecure.
Yeah, I guess it just sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It sucks. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do our last part of the show, which is our segment, our flip the script segment, and our take several seats. So, for those who don't know on the YouTube side, our flip the script segment is that if there's a particular scene or storyline that you wish you could change, that's where you flip the script. And to take several seats, if there's somebody, like in my opinion, Billy, who's doing too much, he need to go take a seat. So that's what that is. So what you got this week for the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful for your flip the script?
So my flip the script would be that whenever Jack told Ashley that she needed to back off of Diane, instead of frontal assaulting Jack back, Ashley should have said that she was going to step off.
Oh, okay.
And did not.
Okay.
She went in hot.
Yes.
And that is such a sensitive storyline that I really wish they would have had her play kind of that reconnaissance kind of, you know, take the shadow approach role.
Gotcha.
Where we could see some deviousness and that kind of thing from Ashley.
Okay. And what you got for the Bold and the Beautiful?
For the Bold and the Beautiful,
You don't have pick one.
Oh gosh, I really, really, really wanted to go back to Rich. I wanted her to call him upstairs and all four of them be in the room together and stay up there without anybody else in the room, because when it blew up, it now Lee knows, the babysitter knows, you know, I mean, it would have been so much better for the four of them if they would have talked about it and viewed it as an obvious Thomas needs help. This is really, 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 really sick. Even though I said I know he hasn't been diagnosed, but this is really sick.
Okay.
That's fine. What are yours?
Okay, so my flip the script for the Young and the Restless would have been that whole thing with Billy, Lily, and with, you know, him being so overly involved with Chelsea.
Absolutely.
I would have told, if I was Lily, I would have told him, look, either you find some balance in this situation or I'm done. Because Lily has been putting up too much with Billy coming and going, and I want to work here and I don't want to work here, and now I got to chase after this and that and this and that. It's like, Lily, put your foot down.
Yeah, I love Lily, and I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, put your foot down and say, you know what? I appreciate the fact that you had to do what you had to do to save her life and get her the help that she needs. She has a support system. Me and Chelsea have already had that conversation. So I'm gonna need you to focus on, you can still see her, check on her every now and then, but we have a relationship here that we need to foster.
Exactly.
Put him on notice, or else I'm done. I can't do this with you. I'm tired. She was the back burner when it came to the Ashland, Locke, and Victoria thing.
She was.
And now she's the back burner for the Chelsea thing. It's like, what is it with you and your ex?
Yeah.
And then for the Bold and the Beautiful, I would have had, once I knew about that CPS call, meaning Taylor, I've been like, you know what? At the altar, and like you said, just for drama effect, because technically she should have called him upstairs, right?
Yeah.
But I would have said, you know what? I have some new information, and I think you're going to want to hear this. But at the same time, I need you to be honest.
Yes.
Put him on the spot, because, and this is why I got pissed off with Thomas during that conversation that Taylor was having with Ridge after the fact, Thomas kept interrupting, which allowed Ridge to deflect
Yes.
because Taylor was asking head on questions. What are we doing? You said this. You told me this. And Thomas was like, and then he goes off on Thomas, which threw him
Right.
off. And if I was Taylor, I'd be, but just on his reaction to this, you can tell that at this point, Ridge was out the door, right?
Yes.
I would have had Taylor say, you know what, just on your reaction, I already know where you stand. So you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Don't even because they had her lingering, oh, he's gonna come back and he's gonna set it straight and he'll be back, and he never came back.
Uh-uh.
So yeah, I would have had her be done. I would have had her done. Done, 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 done before he walked out that door.
Yeah, I like having more strength in the women characters.
Now, what do you
I
have
would.
for your taking? Who's taking a seat on the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful?
So on the Young and the Restless, I mean, Jack really needs to take a seat with regard to his standing up for Diane. I mean, dude, this woman has pulled the wool over your eyes, lied multiple times, and then tells you this is everything. This is everything. Okay, there's one more thing. This is everything. Okay, there's one more thing. So Jack just needs to go take a seat and have a cup of tea and think over what he's done.
Okay.
On the Bold and the Beautiful, I mean, honestly, Bill needs to take a seat for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas needs a couch. And Steffy needs a hot tub with a glass of wine.
Yeah. And she's taking a good seat. She's relaxing.
Exactly.
And well, we gotta take Douglas to McDonald's Playland because he needs a treat.
Oh my, no, Disney World. No.
Disney World, yeah, take him to Disney World. Okay, so my take a seat on and I need a stadium, okay, or
yeah,
a whole bleacher section. So we got Billy. I need Phyllis to go take a seat because you went rogue and you're lying to your daughter, okay?
Yeah.
Jack, yeah, I give him a little bit of, he can sit on the end of the bench. And then if I had one more, I would say Nick, because Nick is getting on my nerves with this whole thing with Sally. It's just, dude, you're talking with the wrong head. Just stop. And then on the Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge needs to take a seat on planet Mars right now. Yeah, Ridge, bye. See you later. Good riddance. And then Thomas, oh Thomas. They really screwed your character over, but Thomas, you gotta go take a seat in the psychiatric office. You gotta talk to somebody, dude.
I mean, if not on a couch in a pew.
In the pew at the church, on a couch, somewhere. So that's what I have. But guess what? We got some flip the scripts in the comments.
Ooh, what you got?
So Aditya says that if she could flip the script in the beginning, Ridge and Brooke would have had their first baby, and he would have married Brooke, and she would have been the first wife on paper. So instead of Ridge having his first set of kids with Taylor, she's saying he should have had the first set of kids with Brooke. Y&R.
With Taylor is because Caroline died, right?
Yeah, I think so. Aditya said if she could do the Y&R flip, Jack and Diane would have been married from the beginning, had a family, and Phyllis would have ended up with Michael or Neil's brother, which was what was it? Played by Shamar Moore. What is his name? Malcolm.
Yes.
Now, oh dang, Denny said that he doesn't like the Paris character.
Oh.
Okay. Adam.
We haven't seen Paris in a while.
No, we haven't. Melanie says Adam should get revenge on Nick to try to get Christian back. Interesting. He tried that a couple of years ago. You there?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the wars with the kids. I don't like
Um.
those. Yeah.
Now, Denny says Taylor is supposed to be a top tier psychiatrist, but they botched her character from Walgreens to CBS.
Well, I think when you're too close to home, you know better than to try to take
Right,
anything.
exactly. And then he also says, as for who he like to take a seat, is the writers.
Oh yes, thank you. That was
Thank
the best
you,
one.
thank
Yes,
you, Denny. You have hit it because yes, the writers on, especially on Bold, I am not happy. Now, did they do? Obviously, they probably had a lot of high viewership this
yes.
past November sweeps, but I don't like what they did to Thomas. Linda says, I really like Nick, but Adam and Sally belong together. I'm hoping Nick goes back to Sharon. They are good together. Thank you for your videos. I look forward to seeing each and every one of them. Thank you so much, Linda Timmons. Um,
Good one, Linda.
Melanie says, I love Nick and Sharon as a couple, and they are star-crossed lovers, and nobody can replace Sharon. I hope they get back together. You want Sharon and Nick back together?
I don't. I want Nick and Phyllis back together, but I love Sharon. I think Sharon's absolute just
Yeah,
nice.
like I said earlier, I think they're going to try to put Sharon with Chance, which, why?
I, I don't know. I don't see the chemistry at all there.
Hmm.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I think it might be exciting to have Sharon with the bad boy new guy coming to town.
Oh, yeah, because Jeremy. Now, somebody said, and I don't know if this is true, but they're saying that they're trying to hook Phyllis up with Jeremy.
Oh, no, that would be like dynamite.
Girl, that would be explosive.
Oh my gosh.
Jeremy Stark and Phyllis. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That would be interesting. Huh. Okay. And then Digi Denny says, I always thought they were going to make Adam and Sharon the next Nikki and Victor. I was rooting for Adam and Sharon for the last 2 years, and it didn't
Until
happen
Sally.
until Sally came along. Now, Courtney Hope and Adam, I mean, Mark Grossman, are a couple.
And as I said that, I felt bad as it came out of my mouth. I apologize.
Yeah, Mark Grossman and Courtney Hope are dating. They did a blockbuster movie night at home. I've been posting the pictures in the community tab. But yeah, it's exciting. I know he dated Sharon
Oh,
Case
did
for a while.
Renee?
Yeah, but they broke up back in January of this year. But
Yeah,
that's got to be tough to be dating
that's,
multiple
yeah,
people on the same set. I don't
yeah.
know. That's
And then
kind of rough.
still having scenes and everything. Yeah, Sharon Case,
Yeah.
I just love her. I've loved her for decades.
Yeah, I agree with that, Aditya. Sally and Adam are more like the next Victor and Nikki.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they should be the power couple.
Yep, yep. So, okay, we've been going strong for 2 hours now.
Oh my gosh, how fun!
We had
I
a
love
lot of fun, and I know this is a first for you guys on the YouTube side. I appreciate all of the comments. I appreciate all of the views on both of the soaps. And I know some of you guys, just a few of you, don't like my sound effects, but majority of you guys like my sound effects. I appreciate them. I will adjust the volume because I know a couple of you guys say they like the sound effects, but sometimes it overshadows what I'm saying on my recap. So I'll turn them down just a little bit, but I'll keep the sound effects because I did a video when I didn't have the sound effects, Trish,
uh huh.
and they were asking me where the sound effects.
Oh, too funny. I like the sound effects actually.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you do. I'm glad. So I will say it does take some time to edit those videos.
Oh, for sure, y'all. That's not an easy job. So I'm just happy to be just on here with you. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
It's
no
always so much
problem.
fun.
And there was a question in the group that whether or not we do this every week. Yes, we've been doing this every week since 2019. It's just new to the YouTube side. So if you want to go back, you can. Our podcast is on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Anchor. It's on all of the. I think I'm like. I think our podcast is on maybe about 10 or 15 streaming casts because it's spread out. But now you can also catch us and interact with us live on YouTube.
This
Yep,
has been so much fun.
it is. And next week, are you here next week?
Uh, yes, I am, as a matter of fact.
Okay. So Keisha should be back. So it should be
Fun.
3 of us next week.
Excellent.
So we'll have a lot of fun with you guys. I want all of you to come back. We had a great time. Somebody says Adam and Sally's song should be "Fire and Desire" by Rick James and
Oh,
Tina Marie.
wow.
And yeah, one and the last comment is Melanie says that she doesn't like Sally making it a competition between Adam and Nick.
I don't think she's making it a competition. I
I
think she,
do.
you do. I don't think she's making it a competition. I think she does have feelings for both of them, but I do think that Nick is going to be the one on the sidelines, and I cannot wait for her to get back to that.
Well, Nick is going to make a choice next week because he's going to catch that situation next
Good.
week. Spoiler alert. You said that. I'm sorry.
I
But
think
yes.
it was in all the previews.
Okay.
I think
Gotcha.
and I'm looking forward to that because I can't wait for them to be back together.
Yep, me too. Okay, you guys, I enjoyed it. I want to thank you guys for coming over today. It's a Saturday, so I know you guys got stuff to do. I got stuff to do, and I know Chris got stuff to do. But I enjoy spending time with you guys talking about the soap. Stay tuned for the spoilers dropping on this channel on the YouTube side for the week of December 5th through December 9th. And until then, we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.